Hello, everybody. I'm looking a little rough today. I'm not 100% today, but I wanted to talk anyway. So, I've just, last couple of days, I've been thinking about a lot of stuff, a lot of things I've been reading and seeing, on social media. And I don't know, you know, I find it a lot of it very disturbing. But I'm sure most people today, especially this younger generation, would just look at me as an old baby boomer that doesn't know what she's talking about. Somebody that still votes. Yes, I do believe in voting. And it might not matter, you know, in the near future because people not voting, the vote is slowly being taken away from us anyway. They're putting things in place where these legislators can just come in and decide an election, regardless of what people, how the people have voted. Well, how can they get away with that? Because their asses got voted into office. No one's been paying attention. One thing I do have to agree with these millennials, these modern folks, is that my generation didn't do a whole lot. After Martin Luther King left here, I haven't seen a leader at all. Now, people can say what they want to say about Dr. King. I know some of these young folks don't even respect him, because he was doing all that preaching and marching, and protesting, which they say didn't amount to nothing. But it did amount to something. It amounted to us being able to vote and a lot of other things. If people hadn't come together at that time and everybody was on one accord, it was not all of this, I'm over here. Yeah, we need to do this. No, we need to do that. Hate them, and hating on other people. I don't think that's cool, regardless of how bad or rotten you think another group of people are. Do you want to be like them? I'm not saying you got to bow down and let people just walk all over you. That's not what I'm saying. But do you want to be filled with all of this hate? You know, that's not good. I personally don't think that's good for our people, you know, because when you're so angry and all emotional and hating on other folks, you can't even see you. You can't even see your way clear to put a plan in place to bring about a real change. And you can't alienate half of the people. I mean, some of you guys talk so bad about your, part of your people. I mean, just because everybody doesn't see everything the same way, I mean, there should be one thing, something that can unite us. I don't know what it is, but I know during the King days that Black people were united, at least from what I saw. And I was very young. I was young then, Um, in my teens and before my teens, I mean, I was there during the civil rights movement. I was there when the Freedom Riders came to the town, the little Mississippi town that I lived in. So, hey, I have had to go outside of the movie theater, walk up some stairs on the side of the building, and go into the balcony, to watch a movie. I've seen the white only, colored only signs. Okay? So, people in my generation, we know what real oppression is, okay? Now, I know things are still happening today. Some of our black people are losing their lives for no darn reason at all. Just like this woman that shot this young lady, just 35 years old, with four children. Shot her through the door and killed her because she's just knocking on the door and wanting to inquire why this person is throwing things at her children. The woman didn't have, anyway. I mean, for first of all, for that woman to be throwing something at little black children or black children, that is nothing but pure hatred. That woman hated black people. I don't want to be like her. I sure don't. I'm glad they arrested her. They should, and if they don't send her to jail, to prison, where she belongs, those four children are, anyway, I don't want to get off into that. I'm talking about voting, okay? But, I know we still have things going on, bad things, like that, where people just, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with them. And they call us savages, some of them, whoever does it. Whoever calls black people savages, they need to take a look at themselves, because some of the things that they have done and continue to do is barbaric. It's savage. It's not. It is not holy at all. It is not Christian at all. Some of you people need to sit down and stop even talking about God, because you don't even think about God. But anyway, so I agree with the young generation, because nothing has really happened since Martin Luther King was assassinated. No one has brought the people together like he did. No one has spoken. No one has spoken to this nation like he did. What Martin Luther King did was made people look in the mirror, okay? They couldn't look away. They couldn't look away. I'm so glad he did all of those marches peaceful. They couldn't look away at the dirt they were doing, putting dogs on people just for protesting, shooting them down with water hoses, beating them with clubs, all of that was televised, and it will live in history forever. Okay? So, but for my people, we gotta go forward. We gotta go forward. We can't let things get back like they were. And it seems like, to me, that's where they're headed. But anyway, regarding voting. I see a lot of people out there saying they're not going to vote in 2024. I see a lot of YouTube influencers advising black people not to vote, saying nothing never changes. But do you tell black people more than just to vote? Do you tell them how to vote? How they should be looking at voting? Not looking down their nose at it as if it won't make any difference. Have you done the work for it to make a difference? You can't just vote for the president and think everything's going to be all right. Because while you sitting at home every other voting day, governors are being elected, mayors, state senate and house representatives are being elected, city councils, police chiefs are being appointed. Most of the stuff that you complain about, the states, the people in the states are doing, are in control of all of that. The police, every state is in control of their own policing. They have their own police chiefs and things in these towns. You gotta vote in the city elections too. And hey, we need to stop saying just vote. No, you need to research who these people are. That's what I think has been missing. Even on the Republican side, why are y'all voting in all of these crazy people? I mean, come on. You say Republicans claim now that they are godly people, okay? I mean, look how they've been acting over the last few years. Of course, they point fingers at the Democrats all the time, like Democrats are the worst thing in the world. Both parties can stand some improvement. But everybody during those primaries should research every candidate. Look those people up. See what they've been doing. What do they stand for? I admit I didn't always do that either, but I do now. I've been doing it for quite a few years now. I know who I'm voting for, and I try to make the best, decision that I can about which of these candidates I'm going to vote for. But if we sit out in 2024 and don't vote, I guarantee you somebody is going to get in there. Of course, I know I'm talking to the air. Because I see so many black people now, they're trashing the Democratic Party. They don't like Joe Biden. They don't like Kamala Harris, however you pronounce her name. Now, there is one thing that I'm wondering about myself now. But what I'm going to do, I'm writing Washington. I'm going to send a letter to both the president and the vice president, because I want them to tell me in writing why uh, that an Asian hate bill passed so quickly, through Congress. And the bill for the black folks got stalled. Now it did pass in the House, I believe, during the when Nancy Pelosi was still, that's before the Democrats, before the midterms, and Pelosi was still there. And that bill got passed in the House, but it didn't get out of the Senate. That George Floyd bill, I think. It was two of them. It was something about policing and something for George Floyd. And I'm pretty sure that is because we do have some prejudiced people in Congress, I'm sure, who just was not going to do that for black people. I believe that Joe Biden would have signed the bill if it had made it out of, the Senate. But see, this is what we have to try to understand about politics. It's not all the president. The president can't do a lot of things on his own. And the things that he writes executive orders for, to put something in place right then, the next president can come along. You saw it happen with Mr. Trump. He came in and he wiped out everything he could wipe out that Obama had put in place, whether it was good or bad. He didn't want it there. He hated Obama. He hates him. So, you got to understand how this stuff works. That's why you got to put the right people in that House of Representatives and the Senate. You do. And you have to vote heavy enough to keep the House and the Senate. If you don't have those, ain't nothing getting through. I don't care how much the president wants it to happen. See, that's what I don't know if people understand that, But I do have questions about that, why, okay, so it got stalled, yes, and I'm sure it's because of, these people with this racist attitude. Some people think that black people, just want a lot of handouts and feel like we're entitled and we should be given everything. Some people have that attitude. And I don't know, I don't feel like that. And I don't know who feels like that, who they're talking about, because I don't feel that way. As a matter of fact, I don't see too much of anything what has been given to me? I've never been on welfare, or anything like that. And, even when they be giving out free stuff, after a disaster or something, a hurricane or a flood or something, yeah, I probably could go down there and get me some free goods too. But I don't need that. Now, hey, I'm not saying I'm rich and so well off, but I don't need that. Leave that for the people that really need it. I'm not a handout person. I don't believe in just wanting handouts, So all I really want is an even playing ground. What I really wish is that this prejudice, this hatred in people's heart would just go. You know, what's the point anyway? But there's also a segment of our black population that makes us look bad. You know, people see some of the stuff that's done and some of them are silly enough to think all black people are like that, and it's not true. You know, we need to get our own population under control. You know, we need to, get these gangsters out of these black neighborhoods so people can just live and let live. But anyway, I'm definitely going to write. So, will you do the same? The questions, the issues that you have, the things you don't understand, that our government, our president, our Congress is doing, our governor, write them son of a guns and ask them for an answer. Let them know you're looking, you care. Just sitting out here mumbling and grumbling and talking about what they're not doing. What is that going to help? What is not voting really going to help? Now, I heard someone say that we shouldn't vote. I'm going to vote. Hey, I'm not going to let any call me whatever you want to call me. Coon, old bum, baby boomer, whatever you want to call me. Go ahead, But I will be voting, if I'm alive and able, I'll be voting. And I'm going to research every candidate during the primaries. And I'm going to pick my choices for the general election. That's how I do it. I'm not going to let anybody tell me what to do with my vote. Now, if they don't want to vote, hey, I can't make them vote. Everybody does what they want to do. But what I don't like is people, talking bad about people that don't do what they do. I'm not talking bad about people that don't vote. I'm trying to make people that don't vote see the value in voting. Yeah, it's something else. Our people are so divided. I mean, this whole nation is divided, and we have so many divisions in our own race. I just don't understand it. Is there nothing we can come into agreement on where we're moving in the right direction for one goal? One goal? You don't have to like everything I do, everything I believe, but we should have something that will pull us together and we all working together to make something happen. I don't care what it is, I don't think we're going to make nobody bow down to us because we don't vote. I see some people out there claiming that the immigrants are taking our place. Well, if you don't vote, what do you think? They sure ain't gonna be studying about you then. The immigrants will be voting for them. Maybe they'll pay more attention to who they're voting for. But if you're just sitting back complaining, you don't go to no meetings, you don't go to no town halls or whatever's going on in your community, your town, where people voice the things they need in the community, the issues they have. Do you do any of that? Do you write your representatives when you have questions? Or do you just sit back and mumble and grumble and come to your own conclusions about it and tell folk don't vote because ain't nobody doing nothing for you? I don't know, people. I don't know. Something tells me that our not voting is going to hand this election over to somebody we're going to wish we hadn't. I see a lot of Republicans are jumping in the race now. It might be one or two that won't do us all in, but them other ones, I hope they don't win, Lord. I hope we don't mess around and deliver this country to them. And a lot of these people that are telling people don't vote and all of that, these influencers, they sitting pretty. It probably doesn't matter who's in office for them or what's going on. Their pockets are full. And if they want to get out of here and fly off to another country, they can do that. But can you? I'd be willing to bet most of you can't. But you're following them. You know what? Y'all ain't no good followers out there right now, okay? From my observation. It's not. And I'm not even telling you, hey, don't be what I say. You don't trust nothing nobody say, really. You need to look up things, find out things for yourself. That's why I'm saying, don't let nobody just tell you, oh, this and that going on. Really? How do you know? You just gonna jump in the bandwagon because they say so? That is weak. That's weak, people. These days, almost everything I hear or see, I immediately do a little research. And a lot of times, it's BS. It's not like they're presenting it to you. Some of it might be true what they're saying, but some of it ain't. And you just, you done took the bite, and you going off with it. And you telling other folks that stuff. People, think for yourselves. Think for yourselves. And get things from the horse's mouth. Yeah. Some of these folks out here just trying to get subscribers, keep people all, up in, mad and emotional and stuff, So think for yourself. I think you'll be happy that you did, Do your research. Don't let nobody tell you nothing. You can listen. I listen to a whole lot of stuff on all kinds of levels, baby. I don't just be out here listening to black folks, crying the blues about what, that they ain't nobody done for them. I listen to a whole lot of things. Because I like to know what's going on, what's really going on. And whenever I run across something I don't know about, hadn't heard about, I'm going to look it up so I can know what it's about. But anyway, I guess ultimately, people, nobody's really responsible for your life but you, but you. Ain't nobody gonna hand you nothing on a silver platter. It's up to you. It's up to you to provide, carve out, make however you want to put it, the best life possible in this world while you're here for you and your family and then your community. Yes, it's up to you. It's up to you to teach your children how to survive in this world. And they sure ain't gonna get nowhere expecting somebody else to make their life better. Y'all have a good day.